Buckeye Health Plan Medicaid is built around you, offering medical, dental, and vision benefits with no copay. Members get free rides to healthcare visits, pharmacies, and social services. Buckeye rewards you for making healthy choices. You can earn $75 in rewards for well checks. Pregnant moms can earn up to $350 in rewards for taking steps to have a healthy baby. Visit ChooseBuckeye.com for Medicaid built around you.
Hello. I can't hear you.
Now can you hear me?
I can.
It helps when you turn the mute button off.
At least your mic is working.
Yeah, that's true. This is true.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you too.
Thank you. Did you have a good trip?
I did. It was a very, very lovely trip. My best friend's daughter was graduating from law school. I've known her since she was 3. And she's turning 27 this week. Anyway, yeah. So I went down for that and help her mom and, all that stuff. So it was good. It was really good and getting to see her family and all that I hadn't seen in a while, see her kids and, all of that was good, and law school and party, law school graduation, and then the parties and all that stuff. And then she and I actually took a spa afternoon, which was really lovely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I had a facial. She had a massage. So
that sounds glorious.
It was glorious. It was lovely, lovely, lovely. And then I came back, last night, Sunday night. So
came back to reality.
Yeah. All the fun stuff. How was your Mother's Day? What did you do?
It was good. I went to my mom's house and we just hung out. We were not trying to go to a restaurant.
Yeah, that was a problem for us too.
Yeah, I was not going to do that. So we just spent time together, which was nice. I spent all day there. So usually we just see each other in passing.
As you're handing over the kid, as you're running to work or whatever. Yeah. Well, that's good. You got to spend some time together and all that. Very nice. Very nice. I still haven't seen my own kid because he was working all day today. And of course I got back late last night and, I'd already told him, I was like, look, I don't know when I'm going to be getting home on Sunday because I was doing breakfast with them before driving home. And I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to get home or whatever. So, you're off the hook. Don't worry about it.
No pressure.
No pressure or anything. Like, go see, your girlfriend's mom or go see your stepmom, go with those others. Cause, he's got all these other competing families. I was like, it's fine. Go.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was working all day today and he was going to come by after and he couldn't. So I will see him probably Wednesday because I'm going to be in the office tomorrow. And so I won't see him tomorrow. Yeah. But such is life, right?
His life.
He's working a lot because he wants to earn as much as he can in this short period that he's home. So
yeah, I've been in the restaurant business my whole adult life.
Right.
So I've never had holidays off. So I really don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
But I know to avoid restaurants.
Yes. We ended up at a bagel place.
Nice.
Because the kids didn't know to make reservations. God bless them. They're adults, but they didn't think that you would need them. And their first choice place that we went to was they're like, we can fit you in at 6:15 tonight. We're like, yeah, no, let's go somewhere where there's not going to be lines out the door.
Right.
So we ended up with getting bagels and coffee and stuff. And it was lovely.
Good.
So I don't need anything fancy. I don't need anything really. I mean, but, and then I came home and, Hetero Life Mate had gotten some flowers and he'd gotten me, sushi.
Ooh.
He was like, there's noms in the fridge. He put the card out because he was asleep when I got home. So he had put this card and then he put on this note, he's like, there's noms in the fridge. And I opened the door, the fridge, and there was the sticky saying noms, because that's what we call that's what we call the worms that we give to the bearded dragon, Charlotte. Like, oh, go eat your noms. And so he said he got noms for me, and it was a thing of sushi.
Nice.
So, yeah. So I had like food waiting for me and stuff, which was nice, which was very lovely and unexpected. And it was nice after like driving north on 95 through, once I hit King's Dominion, it was just, I wasn't moving, I mean, there's no way to avoid that. So
that Virginia traffic right there is awful.
Yeah. No matter when or where or how, you're always going to hit traffic between where we live up here and like Quantico. Like the 95 is always full of traffic. The only time I didn't hit traffic was when we were driving down to North Carolina through there, and we left at like 2 a.m. when we were going down for Thanksgiving, because Had a Life Mate was working. Those are his hours that he works anyway, right? So he had worked for the day, but we're going to be leaving, and so he slept like his normal, and he woke up like his normal time would be to go to work. But instead of going to work, he got in the car and we drove, and then me and baby stepbrother, got to sleep. So
yeah.
So we were going through that area like 3 a.m, and
that's the best time. Yeah.
The only time I've ever experienced no traffic, or little fewer traffic on there. So yeah, it was like, it took me like 3 hours just to get from King's Dominion up here, which is to my house, which is on the southern end of, of Northern Virginia. Anyway, enough about that. So, so you have discovered the Hate for Hannah Club on watching Below Deck Med. Tell me about it.
So I really, really wanted to like her. I really did. And the more, I'm only on what I just started season 4 today, and I just don't understand her. I don't get it. She's like all over the place. She's kind of selfish. I feel
is this the season where she has the complete anxiety attack over the dude? Okay.
Yes. Which I would never ever talk shit about anybody having a mental health crisis.
Right. Because God only knows what.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we all go through stuff, and so I'm not judging her for that. But I am judging her for her behavior after and before that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
why don't you recap it for the people?
Yeah, well, and of course, like blending different seasons now, I'm like, okay, so basically her and that guy Conrad, or whatever his name is, were dating.
Does his name even matter? I mean, they're all kind of meaningless.
I was like, Colin. I'm like, no, Colin, I just watched Colin.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess she asked him for cigarettes, and so he said, you owe me 50 euros for cigarettes. And then she went on a whole dramatic temper tantrum about how, she shouldn't have to pay him, basically, because they're dating and whatnot. And of course it was like drawn out and dramatic and just like over the top.
So dramatic. Right. Oh my God. She was like, it was like he had killed her puppy.
Right.
The way that she was acting. Like saying, you have to kill your dog before I move in with you, was the way she was acting. Like they'd been together for like 10 years or something.
She's dating a dude that's 23 years old. She's dating 30.
Him.
Whatever. Yeah. And I'm just like, first of all, it's the way she talked to him. That's what got me. I was like, if you had an issue, like I get it. Like when you're dating somebody, you want to be courted or like taken care of to a degree. Like you want to know that the guy is interested in you. Mm-hmm. I get that. But like actually communicating with that person and having an open and honest conversation about what your expectations are is what I would expect from a 30-year-old. Not hissy fit, temper tantrum. I shouldn't have to give you this. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you. You should just know.
You should just know that you should have bought me the cigarettes out of the kindness of your heart versus, hey, can you go grab these for me? Like, who knows what the original intent was?
Right. I would never expect... Like if I asked somebody, a friend, whoever, my boyfriend, I don't smoke, but if I was like, hey, can you pick this up for me? My expectation is that I would pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean that, you know what I mean? Like that's just, it's not like he's like showering her with, hey, let me take you out to dinner. Let me let me do this for you. Oh, like you asked him for cigarettes and he's telling you how much.
And you've hooked up like twice, right? It's not like you have this long-term marriage. I mean, hetero life mate and I have been together for almost 8 years and we still will do that for each other. Like,
yeah.
I'm, because we don't really share we don't share a bank account. And we have our agreements about, different things that each of us pays or whatever. But like sometimes, it'll be, oh, here, let me give you this for that dinner or whatever it was, here, let me reimburse you, even though it's kind of like, I don't know, like.
But you communicate and that works for your relationship.
We've been together for almost 8 years, not on a boat, making out with a dude.
Right. And that's where I'm like, okay, every couple is going to have their own set of expectations and however they want to live their lives, but like you can't put your expectations upon somebody else without having any sort of communication with them. And I feel like I'm seeing a repetitive habit. And then of course I've read about what happened to her, about the anxiety medicine, like, or whatever, the narcotic or whatever she had on board that got her fired. I haven't gotten that far yet. I don't know if it was prescribed to her.
I haven't watched that season yet either, so I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know the details, but it makes me wonder, like, if there's something more going on to her behavior now, like in the earlier seasons, whether it be, I don't know, something related to something.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I think her expectation of him, but paying for the cigarettes or whatever, I think that was an unreasonable expectation given all the circumstances of their quote unquote relationship. Right. I think it was completely unreasonable. And I'm usually like, whatever your expectations are, I don't know, like at least communicate them, like you said. But like, I think in this case, her expectations were absolutely ludicrous on that situation.
And she brought her negative energy to the whole group, and that's what pissed me off. Like, you don't need to put on a show in front of everyone and create drama while everyone is just trying to have a good time. Like, it's not that serious. If he had invited her out to dinner and then was like, let's go Dutch, then I can maybe understand why she'd be a little bit
that'd be a little weird. Like if you invite someone to dinner and then there's still
don't think it's a good idea to put your shit out there in front of everyone and just make a scene like she did.
And then of course she had the panic attack, whatever, anxiety attack, whatever. I'm not gonna, like you said, I'm not gonna judge whatever triggered that anxiety attack. She clearly was having something going on, and whether it was that situation that triggered it, or something else, or just stress or alcohol.
Well, she told Captain Sandy it was triggered by her like relationship status with him. She says, every time I get close to a man, I want to run away and I'm scared. And I was like, okay, there's more, there's more to that.
Yeah,
but also then later on we see a scene with her cuddling with him in bed and she's like not working. She's having this panic attack. Captain Sandy tells her to lay down and like to basically take the day off, get her, self together and be healthy. And then she's like cuddling with him. And then the next day goes on the tender ride with him for 5 or 6 hours and leaves all of her stews behind to do all the work. So I'm just like, I don't get it. It was fun to watch today.
Yeah. She's a piece of work. She is a piece of work.
I haven't read much about her online. I don't know if people are like half and half, like half of them like her, half of them don't, or if she gets more hate.
I don't know, because I haven't really gone and looked at like the Reddits and stuff for the Below Deck Med. I keep it generally to the season that we're covering. I'm trying to not overload my tiny little pea brain.
We were just talking about our brains being overloaded, and I was watching today, and I felt like last week's episode was like 3 weeks ago, and it was literally last week. I know,
it really did, but it really did. I'm like, when's the last time we put out a podcast episode? I'm like, wait, did we put one out? Did we?
I'm like, that guest had a head injury, was in the hospital. Wasn't that a month ago?
Yeah. No, it was last week. Literally last week, right before I left town, we posted it. Or no, I posted it from North Carolina. We recorded it Monday and I left Wednesday. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hashtag Wet Wednesday.
Hashtag Wet Wednesday. Guess what I'm doing on Wednesday?
What?
Having my mammogram.
Yay! Aren't they fun?
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say, but I'm overdue. I was on the every 6 month plan for a while didn't I think I was almost to the end of it because they just wanted to continue. I had some calcification and I had like a full workup and all this stuff. And they said, we just want to monitor it for a little bit longer. And then you should be able to go back to your like normal once a year. And so I think I had like one more on that 6-month rotation. And I just, like it slipped my mind, whatever. I don't know what happened. And then all of a sudden it's like 2 years later and I'm like, God damn it. When was the last time I got a mammogram? Oh my God. I'm like, I know so many people around me that are getting diagnosed with breast cancer and it's freaking me out. Yeah. And I'm like, God damn it. I was really good about this. And then I fell off the wagon on it. So I went and saw my primary care doctor who, we talked about all the history and stuff. And because it's a new primary care doctor, because I lost my other primary care doctor after COVID, because she left practicing medicine as
I'm
many,
sure, yeah, did she retire?
So many did.
Yeah.
So many. I lost I've lost many doctors due to COVID. But anyway, I'm all set. I'm scheduled. I'm going in on Wednesday and they will look at all the things. So ladies, go do it. Please. Go check your girls. Anyway, so Wednesday, Wet Wednesday. So it's funny that you're talking about Hannah. And I thought it was funny that that's what you were commenting on to me today when you were texting me earlier, just sort of whatever. Because watching this episode tonight of Sailing Yacht, I got a little bit of Hannah vibes with Daisy.
You and I are on the same wavelength. We are vibing. And no, we did not text each other this.
We did not at all.
I was literally sitting here watching Daisy going, damn, she looks like Hannah right now.
She's going a little Hannah vibe there.
Yeah.
She's doing the thing that was annoying me the most was how she kept going to everybody with her tale of woe. Oh my God, it's so awful. It's so awful. Gary's so awful. And I have to say, I'm anti-Gary this episode, and I'm fully 100% Captain America. Chase was my favorite this episode.
Yeah.
A little bit Colin too. But when Gary turned on Colin, because Colin didn't back him up because Gary was in the wrong on that incident, that pissed me off. I was like, oh no, you don't do that to Colin. Colin's never wrong. Like, don't. You don't fuck with our Colin. He's a national goddamn treasure.
I know. I was texting one of my coworkers. She doesn't work with me anymore, but she loves this show. And I was saying how I felt about Gary. I was like, I just don't get it. I don't get why everyone sleeps with Gary. She's like, I know. I love Colin. I was like, oh, I think everybody.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
So speaking of how everybody loves Colin, where we see Mads telling him, this is in the preview, I think, where she's telling him like, look, I'm not interested in you at all. Like there's that scene where he's being all like flirty and stuff. And she's just like, her interview with the camera is like, nah, this is not me.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, she's like, I don't do affection.
She's like, all this love bombing, all this.
Yeah.
Nope, not gonna be me. Which I thought was funny. And then you see her, trying to flirt with Alex. So hopefully that goes well. You see in the preview and I know we're totally going backwards here. We're talking about the preview before we even talk about the episode. But you see her flirting with Alex at the dinner and Gary being like, oh, I didn't realize I was jealous. It's like, what do you have to be jealous of? You're jealous of Alex because Mads likes him and not you? Like
his ego just got a little damaged.
Hurt. He doesn't understand the concept of a woman not being into him.
If I was a dude, I wouldn't want to be friends with him. I'd be scared he would try to steal my girl. Like that's what he does. I feel like he just like doesn't care.
Yeah, he's not a good wingman.
No.
Would not be a good wingman at all.
He's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah.
That should be on a t-shirt with his face. Hashtag Mr. Steal Your Girl.
And then the other side, the Tommy Lee of the sea.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh gosh. Yeah, and I'm hoping he redeems himself like later in the season where, he'll be like, oh, I was just pissed off at that moment and Colin was right. And, da, 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 da.
Oh, and
girl can dream.
But we digress. Did you see that Ben is engaged? Like maybe a woman can reform a man, because we were talking about the difference. And then Ben put on his Instagram that he was with her for 4 years and asked her to marry him. And nobody knew that.
Nope.
So
I was like, oh, okay. All right. He had to do his big announcement right after Kate did her big announcement. Okay, I get it.
Yep. Baby time. Here's my fiance now. No, but then Kate posted, I don't know if you saw it on her story. She posted a picture, or she like, the picture of the baby, and then wrote something like, yes, she will make a good stepmom or something. Like, in response to everyone saying that Ben's fiance will be a good stepmom.
Right. Because Ben is clearly the dad. Yeah. That's funny. I mean, I'm still holding out hope. Right. Like, maybe.
The Fraudcast. We'll be right back.
Hey, you guys, you know that I love my Nutrafol. I've been taking it for a long time, and I'm going to continue to take it for a long time because I, like millions of Americans, experience thinning hair. It's more than common. It's normal, but it's not openly talked about, especially among women. Going through it can be lonely and frustrating, and it's time to change that conversation and join the thousands of women like me who are standing up for their strands with Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting the 5 root causes of thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, and metabolism through a whole body health. Nutrafol has 3 unique formulas to support women throughout all stages of life, including postpartum and menopause. Each formula is physician formulated using natural, drug-free, medical-grade ingredients in consistently effective dosages so you get the most reliable results. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. Over 3,000 top doctors and stylists recommend Nutrafol as an effective and high-quality solution for healthier hair. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code FRAUD to save $10 off your first month subscription. This offer is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, you get free shipping on every order. Get $10 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, with the promo code FRAUD.
And now,
oh my God, you guys, I want to tell you about this underwear that I'm obsessed with. It is the Fits Everybody collection by Skims. And it feels like no other underwear I've ever worn before. It's stretchy and soft, and it kind of just melts onto your body and you forget you're wearing it. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear for everybody. And I do mean everybody. My girls are a 34 double D. I've breastfed. I've had a reduction. I've gained weight. I've lost weight. I've been through it all. And this is my new favorite bra that I wear all the time. It is the Fits Everybody t-shirt bra. And I'm telling you, it's a miracle. A t-shirt bra I can actually wear. I love it. It's my favorite. I'm also a super fan of the Fits Everybody Racerback bra. It's my new go-to bra when working from home. The Fits Everybody collection of underwear is super lightweight and molds to your body. It's a buttery soft fabric that stretches twice its size without ever losing its shape, meaning that you get the perfect fit every time. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You will get the perfect fit every time with these. And they're available in sizes double extra small up to a 4X. You guys, believe the hype. The collection has nearly 90,000 5-star reviews for a reason. The Fits Everybody collection and more perfect fit essentials are available now at skims.com. Plus, you get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select the Fraudcast from the drop-down menu that follows.
Back to the show.
Anyway, let's go to the beginning of this episode.
Yes. So we're talking season 4, episode 6, Clash and Burn. And on the previous episode, we see the guest going to the hospital for many hours to get stitches after the water sport accident and Daisy having a meltdown. The beginning of this episode, we see Alex and Lucy doing yoga on the beach while everyone is running around the yacht like chickens with their heads cut off.
Well, Daisy's having a meltdown because Glenn required one of the stews go to the beach, but then the guests weren't ready to go. So it ends up being like 2 hours before the guests go out there. So they're just sitting out there for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
looks like they're doing a lot of yoga, enjoying themselves. All right. Then we see Ileisha cutting up the fillet, which she calls a fillet, which is super cool because I've never heard any accent calling it a fillet.
JC calls it that too, and I think Australia. I've heard it on only on the show, of course, only on Below Deck where they do that, and I think it was in an episode somewhere where they talked about calling it fillet, like it was mentioned. Might have been like adventure that it was. Anyway, yeah,
I love it. Well, she's doing that. All the guests are on the beach. They were enjoying themselves for a while before Jake fell out of his chair. Food goes everywhere. They have no wing bone bowl to put their
the boneyard. Don't we always call it the boneyard?
The boneyard.
Because we're like super dorky. I don't know. But like at Buffalo Wild Wings, you get the boneyard. But seriously, like I don't know. I wouldn't be pretentious like Mr. Chain Guy. I'm on a boat. Look at my
I already wrote down that quote. Oh my God, I hate this guy so much.
He says it later too.
Yeah, I wrote it. Oh, don't you worry. I wrote down the rap.
Good. Okay.
Oh my goodness. He's not as good as the dude that raps on the Mediterranean season I've been watching.
Okay.
So everyone thinks the guests aren't happy because of that, but whatever.
Because they're acting like assholes. I don't have anywhere to put my bones. Oh no, the world is ending.
I have to have it touch my food.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
I don't mean to sound pretentious, but you do sound pretentious, Chain Boy.
I don't want to put my bone in the same bowl I ate out of. Okay. Aren't you all family? Like, whatever. Anywho, then we see in the galley, Ileisha cuts her finger pretty bad, and then she talks about how she almost cut her thumb off in the past. Scary.
Yeah.
All right.
Then, I would totally be the chef that chops her finger off.
Oh, 100%. When I get weeded, I get really confused, and then I do a whole bunch of shit at once, and everything gets destroyed. It looks like a tornado ran through wherever I am. Mm-hmm. Like, when I'm busy, I'm just like stuff's everywhere, and I don't focus, and I
same
stuff. I get bruises all over my body from work.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not a chef, and I have almost sliced the tip of my finger off just cutting cheese because
cheese can be dangerous though. It's so hard sometimes, and
then like my girlfriend had to who works in an ER. She works at the ER. She happened to have the glue sticks that you can glue your skin back together. Yeah. She had those, and so she cleaned it out and dressed it for me and everything.
Hey, MacGyvered it.
Yep, she basically did. But I'm not a chef. And yeah, no, there's a reason why I'm not many reasons why I'm not a chef.
Okay. Well, then we see Chase, I don't want to say oversleeping his shift, but it was 3:30 and Gary was like, "Where is Chase?" And he goes in and Chase was like, "Hey, you told me."
It was 2:30 and he told him 3:30.
And then they would do a replay and actually show that Chase was right. And you can feel the tension that's been going on between Chase and Gary this whole season.
Right.
And Chase said, even when I'm right, I'm wrong when it comes to Gary. And I don't understand why there's so much tension between them. Because Chase seems really bubbly, outgoing.
And that's exactly why I think Gary's threatened by him.
Yeah, makes sense. Definitely. He's a threat.
I think, he doesn't, he's got to assert his dominance and and all that. So this is Gary's trying to, pee on everything.
Marcus territory.
And Chase isn't really playing. So so he's not peeing back, but he's, moving out of the way.
Makes sense. Yeah. And then we see Gary trying to flirt with Mads, and that's what we were talking about earlier. And wasn't really working. She's just kind of whatever. My favorite part was one of my favorite parts was when the guests wanted to take a picture of the quote man bun crew. I didn't even realize that all three, Colin, Gary, and Alex, all had man buns, and they were just in the picture together. They all look. I have to say, those three together though are very attractive.
They are. There's not an unattractive bunch.
Yeah. Okay, then we see Lucy ironing, and she ruined the guest's dress by burning it, which doesn't make sense to me because the tag apparently said you could iron it and whatever.
The steam shouldn't have hurt it, so that means like what was Lucy or Mads actually doing? Was it Lucy or Mads?
Lucy did it.
Like, what was she using the steam setting, or was she using something else? Like what
she probably was doing it and wasn't paying attention or something, and
the dress was like acetate and just like go up in flames.
I felt so bad too because they said it was the guest who was at the hospital with her husband.
Right.
Oh my God, these two cannot win. Like, these poor people. They need a redemption charter. Bravo, if you're listening, give these guests a free charter.
Yeah, bring them back for another charter that they don't have to pay for.
Yeah. And so the guests wanted to have Captain Glenn and Gary eat dinner with them that night.
Mm-hmm.
And the crew was not super happy about Gary sitting down to begin with. I think some of them were jealous and some of them were like, what the hell? But at the end of the day, it's their tip, so they're going to do whatever the guests want.
Right. Which like, okay, like, yes, they're losing the hand, right? You know, if he's eating dinner, he can't help with other stuff. But ultimately, you know, they're all there for the guest experience, and that's what the guests want. That's what the guests are going to get, and they shouldn't bitch about it so much. I think that particular thing. It's not like Gary invited himself to dinner,
right?
It's but you know, he couldn't help that part. But it was the later part that Colin calls him out on that I was like, yeah, see that was
exactly. Kind of I know damn well if I get to sit down for 2 hours while my coworkers are running around, as soon as I'm done sitting down eating, I'm gonna go and ask, like, what do you like? What can I do to help? Yeah,
exactly.
Not smoke a cigarette and run away, but you know.
Well, you know, he'd been sitting down for 2 hours. It'd been 2 hours since he could have a cigarette, so he had to go have another one. He had to go smoke after dinner.
What's the best thing to have after a delicious 3 or 4 course meal? A cigarette. I would know. I used to smoke.
Same.
Delicious cigarette. Same. After a good meal. A cigarette is mighty good.
Right. Yeah. But it was kind of a dick move for him to do 100%. That. Oh, I didn't hear you. Bullshit, you heard.
Yeah. Yeah. So as they're eating, the food is kind of taking a long time in between courses. So Captain Glenn is using his charming techniques to try to distract them from noticing how much time is passing. But they didn't seem too upset about it. Whatever. I will say that the dessert gelato bar was kind of cool with the dry ice. Yeah. I had that before on a yacht.
That looked really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, like we talked about, Gary runs away. Colin looks pissed. And Daisy's like, come on, we want to go to bed. We want to go to bed. They needed Gary's help.
Right, because they needed to finish what they were, or they needed to do this whatever thing.
Award ceremony
thing that since the last episode seems a month and a half ago, I forget why the guests wanted him to do this award thing. But
yeah.
But he had to do this, and then so the sooner they did it, the sooner it could be done and they could go to bed. But so yeah. So
the award ceremony was dumb as hell. It's like Oprah when she gives away everything to everyone. You get an award. You get an award.
You get best accent.
You have the best accent. Yeah, you have. Okay, I got the straight A's. Totally get that. But I'm like, okay, does everybody? And then I was like, this is stupid. What are they?
Yeah, that's why I couldn't remember why they wanted an award. I don't know.
It
looked like the paper plate awards that the kids give out at school to each other. You know what I mean? Like, okay, high schoolers give it. I mean, whatever. I don't remember hearing the guests ask about this, so I don't remember anything about it. But these guests drive me crazy anyway because, you know, chain bro.
Yeah. Okay, so after the award ceremony, Daisy confides in Colin. And she's just kind of letting out some of her frustrations around Gary and just the whole evening and day, really, about how it all went down. And he's kind of taking her side. And so she appreciates him listening. He's giving her a hug. I was kind of feeling some vibes at that moment. I was like, I don't know, something's going on, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Is it starting? Well, I think so. They're definitely setting the scene because she's talking about how, you know, he was receptive to her. And then you see him telling Gary he was in the wrong, and so you're setting up this, like, you know, this threesome, whatever. Even Okay. I'll talk about this when we get to the tip meeting.
Yeah. So then we see Chase on Anchor Watch and he's singing to himself and having a good old time. I'm just liking him more and more. I'm like, this guy's fun.
Good
like
old Captain America. Yeah, I like him. I liked him this episode.
And he talks about how he used to clean dump trucks for $10 an hour and would get shit up his nose, and this is nothing, and that he doesn't mind cleaning a yacht. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, he's a hardworking guy. All right. Little young for me. Little young.
Yeah, sure.
Then the guests are packing up the next day, and that's when the primary says, and I quote, "My name is John. I'm on a boat. My chain's so heavy it hurt my throat." And I was like, I'm gonna throw up right now.
I want you to redo that.
Okay.
We'll put some background music on it. I'll start scratching.
Not rap at all. "My name is John. I'm on a boat. My chain's so heavy it hurt my throat."
That is the best. That guy was such a tool.
He was such a dick. I was like, can somebody throw his necklace in the water like Titanic? Like at the end of the movie, just like chuck it in the water and we never see it again. Anyways, and then this is how obnoxious he is. Captain Glenn is trying to dock the boat, and he's talking, interrupting, asking questions. I'm like, read the room, bro. Read the room.
He's like, oh, my friend does this on Lake Michigan, and then because he's doing that, Captain Glenn. Like they miss the cues, they can't, hear what they're doing.
Captain Glenn is too nice. If it were Captain Lee, he'd be like, please shut the fuck up. Like I could just see like
kindly shut the fuck up.
Captain Lee would have just like nipped it in the butt, like right there. Like just
because he's yammering. The whole freaking docking is like a complete goat screw. It's just like, what did you do?
God, I was just like, this is just this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, so they do safely dock the boat. Everyone's okay, and Gary in his own little magical fantasy world was like, that was one of the best charters yet. And everyone's looking at each other like, where the fuck have you been?
You sat in the wheelhouse the entire time and did nothing.
Yeah, then you ate dinner with them and
then you emceed a show, an award show.
Smoked a cigarette. And then the guests say goodbye and everyone's glad they're gone. And we go into the tip meeting.
We'll be right back.
Weekends are short, and long weekends somehow feel even shorter. So why spend a moment of this one on a drink run? Instead, get drinks delivered right to your door with Drizzly. Drizzly is the easiest way to find the best prices on beer, wine, and spirits, so you can get back to lighting those totally legal fireworks, or making sure your uncle is flipping those burgers at the right time, or neglecting to put on sunscreen so you can, quote, get a base. In any case, get drinks with Drizzly to make sure you enjoy every second of your long weekend doing long weekend things. Because let's face it, it'll practically be over before this ad is. Download the app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com today. Must be 21 or over and not available in all locations.
And now, back to the Fraudcast.
They're talking about what, Ileisha, you could, the courses were coming out a little slow. And she's like, yeah, I noticed I was definitely, behind my game a little bit, and I definitely can work on that, blah, 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 blah. When he starts talking about the interior or whatever, and Daisy has her breakdown, she pulls her Hannah, right? I think at least Hannah's, was precipitated by, it was more foreseeable for me. It seemed more reasonable for her because she was, I think, so exhausted. I could totally feel the frustration in her, right? Like she breaks down crying, just steps out of the room. She's like, she's not mad necessarily about the criticism. Like she's just so exhausted and everything is just so like, nah. It was just the straw, right? Like I totally get that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had my moments where I've wanted, but they're stuck on a boat together. You can't just leave and go cry.
You can't go into the walk-in, scream, and come back out, right?
Right. You're living with people.
So who's the first person that goes running after her?
Gary.
And
Gary boy.
Glenn's like, oh, I'm going to go check on her. And it's like, everybody's going to check on her. She's like, dude, no, she went away because she wants to gather her. She needs like 2 minutes to gather herself away from you fools. Give her that, and don't come chasing after her. And we all get these problems. And I think Colin, hero that he is, misread the situation, didn't have the empathy for the situation. Everybody else was like, "Oh, that's frustration." Oh, I think the boys were a little overloading on it. Notice the girls weren't chasing after her because they get it.
Right.
Guys are like, "Oh, it's woman emotional," and that needed to fuck off because they were, she's so emotional. It's like she just had a frustration moment. Like, back to
I think in the guys' mind too is like guys just want to fix shit. They don't understand that like we just need to vent and just work through some stuff. So like in Colin's mind, he's like, okay, she's having a break. This is me speaking. She's having a breakdown. Okay, well, what do we need to do in the future? How do we fix this? We fix it by, okay, we need to focus on this, this, and this. It's like, bro, we don't need you to fix it right now. There's nothing to fix.
And nothing was wrong. Like she wasn't, and Colin trying to be the hero and be like, oh, well, we all did a great job, but there's areas we can all work on. And I get what he was trying to do by saying it was all of us.
Not the right moment.
But not the right moment. There wasn't a problem. It wasn't the problem of Daisy getting criticism about the interior, because I'm sure she would love to hear ways that she could work smarter and make it not as frustrating. But that moment, she just needed to let it go, and there was nothing to fix. There wasn't something broken that needed fixing. She needed to step away from you fucking assholes for a second, and then she could come back, and you saw her. She pulled herself together, and she was fine. She just needed the moment. So guys, take this as a lesson for the 2 men that listen to the show. The rest are women, according to our demographics. Like, dudes, sometimes we just need a minute. In that situation, go back and watch that scene as a primer on what not to do. None of the women chase after her. Okay, go to them, read them. Those are her friends. Those are her allies. Those are her confidants.
And did you notice?
From them.
Did you notice that when they sat there and didn't chase after her, that they didn't criticize her? That they were like, they were pretty supportive. Like, yeah, we know, there's some room for improvement, like whatever. But they didn't once say this is Daisy's fault or Daisy's overreacting or no, it was.
They didn't say anything one way or the other about it because it would have been a non-issue had you just let it happen. But because you guys are all trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho, you had to go and fucking try to rescue her, and she didn't need goddamn rescuing because she's not a fucking princess.
Right.
Disney movie, okay? We don't need fucking rescuing.
Speaking of princesses, though, I think there's the difference between Daisy and Hannah is I think Hannah's a princess, and I don't think Daisy has. Not that you are saying that I'm completely
no, but I agree. I think I agree with you what you're saying. Yeah,
like I feel like Daisy really is a hard worker and really is, for the most part, focused.
Well, and she works on sailboats, right? Which means she knows how to sail, and sailing is a lot more physical thing than just riding around on a motor yacht. Not saying those who stew or are deckhands on a motor yacht versus a sailboat, not saying one works harder than the other. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm just saying is it's different. Like if you're sailing, you're pulling lines, especially on smaller boats, right? You're running the kinds of bruises you come back with, like, because you got cleats all, you're throwing your body overboard trying to, counteract the heel especially if you're racing, there's a lot of physical bumping around and all that stuff. And then I don't see Hannah doing that kind of work. She's going to pour herself some champagne and, sit on her whatever.
Yeah. And ultimately the guests were happy because they left a $23,000 tip. So I think it goes to show like what happens, how you handle situations. Like things are always going to go wrong. You cannot ever have a perfect experience. It's just not going to happen. There's going to be something that's out of your control, and it's just how you handle each situation and what you do for the guests.
Right.
Unless you're assholes like the people that I just saw on Med Deck like a few seasons ago talking about give me my peanuts, where are my nuts? Did you hear about those guests? That's a whole nother thing.
I don't remember.
It was like one of the worst guests in like the history of this whole franchise.
Below Deck Med or the whole franchise?
I think it was one of the worst in the whole whole everything. that it was so bad that the charter guest came like on their Facebooks and made a personal apology that nobody even listened to or believed. It was that bad. I'll have to send you the link. Anyway,
Okay. All right.
terrible.
All right.
So after the $23,000 tip, there's some tension kind of brewing, I feel like, between the crew. Because the guys are all like, well, Daisy's, this and that and whatever.
Daisy's a hyper emotional, hysterical female. God damn.
And then Colin is telling Gary like he shouldn't have smoked at that time, which he's absolutely right. He said it in a nice way, and Gary storms off
and
smoking.
they're buds, which Gary seems to take his license like, oh, if you're buds, you're not allowed to call them out on anything. It was like, no, that's not true. If you're buds, you should be able to. Like, you can call me out on something.
It's better your friend having a conversation with you than your enemy or somebody, your boss. Like, I'd rather have my friend come to me and tell me, hey, it's not cool compared to somebody else.
Yeah, because then I'm going to be, also I'd be like, if my friend thought that but didn't tell me anything, then I'd feel like an asshole,
Me too. Yep.
like, and then I'd be like, okay, like if you do eventually find out, like, oh, wait, were they faking their friendship with me? Did they look what, but if you can call, he called him out nicely on it,
Exactly.
and Gary took that as, oh, you broke the bro code or something. And
this is where Gary's just immature in a lot of ways. It just really pisses me off. But I think it's funny that Chase and Alex were sitting there drinking their beers. Like, and Chase is like wondering why all the heads of departments are imploding, and they're like, it's good to not be the boss and just like relaxing, having a beer.
Seriously, though I have mad respect for that. There's something to be said for being the middle. Like, you're not the bottom of the barrel, but you're not the top. You're not. That's above my pay grade. Is one of my favorite things to say. So, hey, I just write it up. I give it to you. You guys make the decision. I make a recommendation, and you make the decision. That's why you get paid the big bucks, not me.
Exactly. And then we see next time Mads possibly hooking up with both or either Gary or Alex, because we see Alex maybe walking into her room, but then we see Gary like on top of her, like throwing her legs up in the air, and I'm like, whoa, what is happening?
Yeah, because when they got drunk the other time is when they hooked up. So Gary thinks she likes him, and she just, I think, was drunk and hooking up because she whatever. And I don't know, like maybe that's what's happening again, is they're both just drunk and like the last people standing, and so everybody else went to bed and they're there, so it might as well. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then we see part of the boat smoking, which I don't know if it was the engine or what.
Yeah,
but it looks like a serious fire or some sort of issue about to start. So
then he's like, "Oh my god, I'm drifting into shallow waters and all." Yeah, like they lost their engine and something happened with it.
The MacGyver rigged engine that they had issues with from the beginning of the
I hope it's not that. I hope it's not. I hope it's something completely different, and that Colin's thing holds. I don't want it to be Colin. I want him to be the MacGyver of the world and fix everything.
I know. Fix me.
Come fix me, dear.
He's so hot. I can't believe I didn't see it at first. So hot.
Yeah. Well, maybe just because, he's single this time, and the other seasons you didn't see it because he, it was always girlfriend, and he just gives off that air that like, oh, he's too cool. Like you're not gonna like mess with him. If he's got a girlfriend, he's got a girlfriend.
That's true. It didn't even so I'm not even focused on him because he was in a relationship.
Right. And he's not the type that was like gonna cheat on her,
And that's what I respect too, is when he did have the girlfriend, he was very loyal to her. I mean,
there was never any even questionable behavior.
He wouldn't even get in the hot tub with other women, remember? Is what I remember. He barely like would get in. He was like not wanting to be alone with anything. He was just like going to bed early kind of guy. Like,
yeah.
Good night. Like,
which, I mean, to be fair, I mean, if you're with somebody that you're in love with, I mean, I'd rather come home and curl up with my husband and dogs and watch TV than go out with my coworkers after work, right?
Right.
So, I mean, if it were him, he may be like that, be like, I don't know, like, I don't really want to hang out and get drunk and stupid with you guys, so I'm just gonna go to bed. Like,
yeah, definitely.
You know, not everybody wants to get drunk and do stupid things. I mean, I don't know who they are because I was always getting drunk and doing stupid shit. So I don't know. I don't know who these people allegedly are, but allegedly there's people out there that don't need to drink excessively and do stupid things.
I can't. At 38, I'll have like 3 drinks and I'll be done. I'll be like asleep.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. So, so that was what episode was that? That was like episode 6. Okay. But I feel like it was like, maybe it's because it's only like their 3rd charter. I'm like, oh, it's the season's just beginning, but maybe it's just because the charter season's like, or it's still early in the charter season.
Yeah, and plus they've been splitting up charters between 2 episodes now.
Yeah. And it seems like not as much is happening in each episode. Yeah. And so like, I mean, like our us recording, like half the time this was been taken up by talking about Below Deck Med, you know, just there isn't a ton of substance each episode. So, you know, it is what it is. So, well, so I guess we will be back here next week with the next episode of Below Deck Sailing Yacht. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.